Welcome to Connect Through Beauty 2.0. My name is Ashley Rivera, and I am so excited that you are here.
I'm Krista Bartik, and we are here to help you navigate the challenges and embrace the mistakes that come with this rewarding but demanding industry. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, our goal is to provide you with the knowledge and inspiration you need to help you level up within your career.
Today's topic I'm so excited about. We're talking client experience. We all can feel very comfortable, and I know that there's things that we overlook and we don't pay attention to. But guys, those little things could be the reason why someone doesn't come back to you. So we must shift our minds, see the different perspective that our clients see, and focus more on how we can level up that client experience. What is it that they're seeing? Like when they're looking around, is it cluttered? Is it, full of old magazines, or what does it look? You know what I mean? What's that experience like?
I think that experience is super, super important as a client when walking into the salon, not only how your stylist is showing up, but how your stylist prepped for your appointment. So as a client, if I'm walking over to the chair and I see hair in the brushes, clips thrown everywhere, maybe there's some bleach left on the side of the chair, little things like that, or hair that hasn't been swept, that's telling me as a client, you didn't make time for this appointment, or you didn't prep for this, or it's the lack of detail. So I think paying attention to those things are super, 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 super important as a client showing up in your chair, setting your tray up, making sure your foils are nice and organized. There's no hair in the brushes. Your mirror is clean. I know there can be a little bit of product for maybe too much texture spray on the last one, but ensuring those things are kind of all tidied up for your client sets that client experience a lot further than we think.
Yeah, I could not agree with you more on this. And I think we get caught up so easily in we don't have time.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to have time. You know what I mean?
You have to make the time.
You have to make the time. And I think it's important to find what works best for you and how to figure the timing out. Because even if you take a minute or two and your client's still sitting there, they're going to appreciate that. They're not going to seeing all of that stuff there anyway. So either way, you're going to get this like, okay, I waited a couple extra minutes, but this experience is unbelievable. Or I waited all this time, you're running late, you have stuff all over the place, just don't feel comfortable. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
That's a huge feeling, and you want your client to feel comfortable and confident in you.
Yep. I'm so glad you brought that up, because I feel like I've listened to a lot of topics on the client experience and the environment as a whole in terms of how clean it is or how organized it is. I feel like that's something that's not talked about enough. So that's a really, really great topic.
So my mentor for many years would always tell me to sit in my chair and sit in my own chair and look around and see what you see as a client, because you do get caught up and you have these blinders on and you're just kind of going day by, through your day. You're not really paying attention to what's around you. If you do take that time and you just sit in your chair, look around, like, is there stuff that needs to be picked up? Maybe hair needs to be swept, whatever it may be, but take a minute to just observe it and see through their eyes, because you're not going to pick up on it if you don't.
No, that's a really good idea. Sitting in the chair and actually taking note of everything your client is seeing.
Sure. Right.
Great idea.
I have something that's off topic, but I do feel it goes along with the client experience. The conversations that your coworkers are having.
Yes. Around you and, to you while you are working with your client.
Right.
That's a great, great topic, because it does relate to the client experience, because I have some clients where let me backtrack for a second. I actually work next state, the station next to mine is actually one of my best friends. So of course, we listen in on each other's conversations, and here and there we'll kind of toss something in. And I have clients that absolutely love it. They love opening the conversation to that side of the salon and, talking with other people, and they enjoy everything about it. But then you also have some clients who maybe don't want that, or maybe they want it a little more reserved or a little more kept to just you and that stylist. So the conversation that your stylist and your coworkers are having around you is important, but also paying attention to what your client is open to. Do you feel like that kind of ties into like the same thing? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I do. I think, picking up on cues, like social cues, I think that comes in time though. I don't think that you learn that right away.
Yeah.
It's something to pay attention to and know that, this doesn't feel like she really loves this or what, that you're doing or he, and adjust. And just you constantly need throughout the experience, the time that you're there with them. I also have been in situations where the conversation is inappropriate.
Yes.
And it's just not the right time for us to be talking about this and how okay, I need to get out of this situation. And how do I continue to be professional then, moving forward? So have you ever experienced that?
Oh, absolutely. There's definitely been some talk of maybe how the day's running, or hey, this person needs help there. And, that's something I'll kind of say, hey, let's talk about this in the back. And either I'll take them to the back room right then and there, or it's something where, hey, let's talk about this in the back later. And then I go back into the conversation of, yeah, so what are you doing after this appointment? I always keep a couple questions in the back of my mind to ask them in case conversations like that do happen, so I can take control and sit in the driver's seat of the conversation and steer it a different direction if needed.
Perfect. Really, really good point. You just want to add that it does tie into the environment that the client is, and so if that client's sitting there and maybe they're hearing this like conversation that I just don't want to hear or I can't handle or whatever it may be, people have these triggers and these things and they may not come back to you because of it. And I think, I've been in those situations and it's an eye opener and it's sad when it happened and whatnot, but just knowing you don't talk about politics or religion or relationships, whatever. These are the just don't want to talk about or can't talk about. Well, we can talk about them anytime you want outside of here, but we have to keep it professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a really good verbiage too. Is that what you would suggest for someone listening who maybe needs to steer that conversation in that direction?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Is it one of these three things that I just can't talk about? And even clients will start to talk about it, right? Like we live in an environment that's always very political and things are happening. And I think like to steer it back to hair or back to nails or whatever and be professional about it is the best way to go because you just never know who else is around you.
Yeah.
And that's important to think about too.
100%. I love that. I think that is super, super crucial for the client experience as well. Communication, obviously, with you and your client and how you're listening to them is also super, super important. So I think as a client coming in, getting a service done, I want to make sure I'm feeling heard by that stylist. So being a good listener, but then also being able to take control of those conversations and steer it the other way if it needs to go that way.
Definitely. I love that. It goes with that
too.
I like that. When you're talking about experience, what are your walk us through if I was a client, like what would my
say that again? Sorry, you cut out at the very end.
If I was a client, what would my experience be like with you?
So if you were a client, you were coming in to get a service done, your experience obviously would start on social media where you messaged me, and, I would respond within a 24 or 48-hour period regarding your question or regarding what to book, and stating, I'm excited to see you in my chair. Now, when you walk into the salon, you will be greeted and, checked in at the front, offered a beverage if you want one. If not, they'll let you know the stylist will be up for you. I will take the time to clean the station before the client comes. So that includes getting my clips out, combs out, foils, towel, cape, anything I need for that service to kind of get the ball rolling will be set out already before I bring the client to my chair. So bringing the client to my chair, I am sitting down and ensuring that we have 15 minutes of a consultation to chat about your hair, whether they're new or returning. I think is super, super important, a part of that client experience, because as a client coming in, I want to be able to express my needs and concerns, because that's going to help me feel seen and heard. So 15-minute consultation, super important for that experience. I ask them again before I mix up their color if they would like anything to drink, because, for the most part, we say no as we first walk in, because we're just kind of getting comfortable, getting started. But once you actually sit down in the chair, you have that consultation, you can take that moment to say, okay, would I like water for this 4-hour appointment? That might sound like a good idea now. So I will reiterate and ask them throughout the service if they want anything to drink, because they are lengthy appointments. But after the appointment, we're talking about at-home care. We're talking about products they should be using at home. And then I'm also talking about when I should see them again before they leave the chair. Because a lot of clients, they come in and they're like, yeah, I want this balayage, but maintaining that balayage is a whole nother conversation. So having that conversation before they leave the chair is super, super important. And asking them, is there anything else I can do for you today? Do you want any curls? Are we, how are we feeling? Because as a client, I think it's super important to be asked those questions in the chair, because if there is something maybe you're not comfortable with, it's hard to speak up.
Sure.
It is hard to speak up and say, hey, actually, I, kind of feel like this piece right here is a little cooler than what I had thought. So asking them, how are you feeling? I think is super important as a client to feel heard in the chair.
Sure. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it's everything. Because there's been times where, and my clients, they know me to this point where I'll start blow drying the front, and if I'm not feeling something, I'll be like, hey, how do you feel about the tone? I'll, let them kind of guide that. And if they tell me, hey, yeah, it's a little cooler than what I thought, I'm like, yep, let's go over to the bowl. I'm like, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. And that is what makes clients feel so special. And that's what makes a great client experience, is to go the extra step and just really go above and beyond and show them something that they have never been shown before. And I think that that is what we really need to start and continue to focus on each day. Each day we walk through that door, we must get into that mindset of, I need to give my clients the best possible experience, and follow that up with a clear mindset for ourselves, and to continue to focus on our mindset so that we can stay focused and we can continue to give that client experience from the moment we walk in to the moment we leave. Hello everyone, it's Ashley Rivera. I just wanted to let you know about Canvas Me. Have you guys heard of this platform yet? Oh my goodness, talk about a game changer. If you are a salon owner and you have trouble recruiting, this is the platform for you. So go to canvasme.com right now, sign up today. You will not regret it. The people that I recruit on this platform are incredible. They are our people. Every salon has its own culture. And guys, you as a salon professional out there, you're looking for a salon to join, this is the platform to join too, because now you can look for your home, your place, the atmosphere, the environment that you want and you've been always envisioning. So guys, check it out right now, canvasme.com. You won't regret it.